let me welcome you to my channel. Before we begin the video, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and like this post. Triple H oversaw WWE's NXT developmental brand for a decade before becoming the main roster's creative figurehead in 2022. Former TNA, WCW, and World Wrestling Entertainment writer Vince Russo recently gave an insight into why James Storm did not become a full-time black and silver star. Storm made his name in TNA in the 2000s. The 47-year-old looked set to sign with WWE after defeating Adam Rose and Danny Burch in matches on NXT in late 2015. However, surprisingly, he returned to TNA instead. Russo appeared on Sportskeeda Wrestling's The Wrestling Outlaws show alongside host Dr. Chris Featherstone and former two-time TNA World Heavyweight Champion EC3. The veteran writer claimed a problem with Triple H caused Storm's WWE negotiations to collapse. Storm was part of the Beer Money tag team with Bobby Roode in TNA. Although Roode has worked for WWE since 2016, many feel he was underutilized on the main roster. Watch the video above to hear EC3's story about his backstage interaction with actor Hugh Jackman before a Raw episode. While most NXT talents are new to the wrestling business, James Storm had been in the industry for almost 2 decades when he appeared in WWE. According to Dr. Chris Featherstone, finances ultimately played a part in Storm rejecting WWE to re-sign with TNA. Storm has won several championships throughout his career, including 7 NWA and 7 TNA tag titles. He is also a former TNA World Heavyweight Champion. In the world of professional wrestling, it's not uncommon for fans to hear rumors about behind-the-scenes drama, personality clashes, and politics that often influence the careers of top stars. Recently, wrestling veteran and former WWE writer Vince Russo dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the wrestling community. A popular wrestler, whom many assumed would be a natural fit for WWE, actually turned down an offer from the company due to a personal issue with Triple H. This revelation has left fans and insiders alike questioning what really went on behind the curtain and why someone would pass up the opportunity to work with WWE, the largest and most successful wrestling promotion in the world. As we unpack Vince Russo's exclusive comments and dive deeper into the details, the tension between the wrestler and Triple H becomes a focal point in understanding why WWE was ultimately rejected. Vince Russo, a polarizing figure in professional wrestling, is known for his outspoken nature and unfiltered opinions about the wrestling business. With a career that spans across WWE, WCW, and TNA, Impact Wrestling, Russo has seen it all, and his connections to the wrestling world run deep. On his podcast, Russo dropped the exclusive news that a prominent wrestler rejected a contract with WWE due to personal and professional issues with WWE executive and wrestling legend Triple H. According to Russo, the wrestler in question had been on WWE's radar for some time and had even entered into negotiations with the company. Many fans were excited at the possibility of this wrestler joining WWE, believing that their charisma, in-ring ability, and established fan base would make them a perfect fit for the promotion. However, those talks reportedly fell apart, and the wrestler chose to walk away from WWE altogether. But why? Russo pointed to one primary reason: Triple H. Triple H, whose real name is Paul Levesque, has long been considered one of the most powerful figures in WWE. As a 14-time world champion and a key figure behind the scenes as WWE's chief content officer, Triple H has a major influence on WWE's creative direction and talent recruitment. While he's credited with revitalizing WWE's developmental system through the creation of NXT and grooming the next generation of superstars, Triple H's reputation is not without its detractors. According to Russo, the wrestler had long-standing personal grievances with Triple H that stemmed from past interactions. This wasn't about money, and it wasn't about creative control, Russo explained. It came down to respect, or more accurately, the lack of it. This wrestler felt that Triple H had treated them poorly in the past, and when the opportunity to join WWE came up, that history couldn't be ignored. Although Vince Russo didn't name the wrestler directly, he did provide some clues about the nature of the relationship between this wrestler and Triple H. According to Russo, the two had crossed paths several years ago when the wrestler was first gaining prominence on the independent circuit. At that time, Triple H reportedly made a number of comments that the wrestler felt were dismissive and undermining, leaving a lasting impression. The issue wasn't just about what happened in the past, but how Triple H has historically treated talent he doesn't see as WWE guys, Russo said. There's a belief among certain wrestlers that if you didn't come up through WWE system, or if you built your name outside of WWE, Triple H doesn't take you as seriously. That's exactly what this wrestler felt. They believed they would never be given the respect they deserve. For a wrestler with a strong independent following, walking into WWE only to be treated as an outsider or second-class talent could be a bitter pill to swallow. Russo emphasized that ego also played a significant role in this decision. There's no denying that Triple H has an ego, and this wrestler has one too. When two big egos collide, it's almost impossible to find common ground. That's what happened here. The wrestler felt that they were never going to get a fair shake as long as Triple H was in charge. WWE has historically been the ultimate destination for most wrestlers, offering global exposure, larger-than-life storylines, and lucrative contracts. For many, signing with WWE is the pinnacle of their careers. However, in recent years, the rise of alternative promotions like AEW, All Elite Wrestling, NJPW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Impact Wrestling has given wrestlers more options than ever before. The days of WWE being the only viable major promotion are gone, and this shift has empowered talent to be more selective about where they work. In this case, the wrestler, according to Russo, chose to explore other opportunities, perhaps feeling that their value would be better recognized elsewhere. This wrestler's decision to walk away from WWE speaks volumes about how important respect and creative freedom are to today's top stars, especially when they have alternative paths to success outside of Vince McMahon's empire. Triple H is a very polarizing figure, Russo continued. He's done a lot of good for the company, but there's a feeling among some wrestlers that he's not as open-minded as he could be. For someone who's built their career on the indies, that can be a major red flag. The modern wrestling landscape is vastly different from the days when WWE had a near monopoly on the industry. Today, talented wrestlers have options, and with the success of AEW in particular, there is no longer the same pressure to sign with WWE to achieve mainstream success. Wrestlers can now command top dollar outside of WWE and are more empowered to walk away from deals that don't align with their vision or values. This particular wrestler's rejection of WWE underscores the changing dynamics of the industry. Gone are the days when wrestlers would overlook personality clashes or creative concerns for the chance to sign with WWE. Instead, today's stars are more inclined to prioritize their own happiness, creative control, and professional respect over the allure of WWE's global platform. Vince Russo's revelation about this popular wrestler rejecting WWE due to Triple H's involvement raises questions about how many other top-tier talents may have similar concerns. Is Triple H's approach and attitude towards certain talent limiting WWE's ability to sign the best wrestlers from around the world? Or is this simply a case of one personal grievance blowing up an otherwise promising partnership?